Welcome and good evening, everyone, and happy graduation day, seniors. It is so lovely to see you all sitting out there, here to support and celebrate the class of 2026. My name is April Camuso, and I'm the principal here at Hopkins Academy. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the families of our graduates, faculty and staff, school committee members, trustees, administration, and Hadley Media for making tonight possible. And of course, a big shout out to our graduates, the class of 2026. Thank you for all your hard work that brought you here tonight. The class of 2026 is best described as spirited, creative, independent, and fun. In 7th grade, when they were experiencing what will hopefully be the weirdest time of their lives, COVID, I was worried about what would happen to them in the future. With limited examples of leadership before them and limited opportunities to be part of a community at such a pivotal time, I just did not know where they would end up filtering all that pizzazz. However, over time, they have proven that they are resilient beyond belief. They are exceptional students, earning impressive GPAs and demonstrating academic and personal maturity through some of the best TED Talks I have ever seen. Their passion for the arts was also highlighted this spring in the school play, Much Ado About Nothing, and performing Shakespeare is no easy feat. They were outstanding. Others in this class participated in amazing internships or early college high school. They showed off their skills and knowledge of technology, music, or dance. They are athletes and have spent countless hours devoting themselves to the community through NHS and Key Club. And as true Hopkins students, they got involved and led the way. Watching these students grow up has been a true pleasure. And as I mentioned at class night, this class and I grew up together. I'll take with me all the lessons that they taught me, not just as principal, but as a person. They certainly have a love for life and fun that some might say at times I could use. And thanks to the influence of the class of 2026, I will do my best to remember to relax and have fun and to savor the moments of joy each day. Hopefully, the staff and I have left them with some lessons as well, and certainly academic ones, but also the kind of life lessons that help us to be better people. And if I can leave them with one more piece of advice, I would like to leave this. Every day you wake up is a new day, a new chance and opportunity to be the best version of yourself, to use your amazing voice, to be the leader that I see in each of you. And remember, some days you might not be that version. You might not lead for good, or maybe you just aren't moving at the speed you would like to. And that is okay. Really, it is okay. Learn from your mistakes. We all have those days. But the next day, dust yourself off and try again. It's all I ask, and it's all that anyone can ask. Next year will not be the same without them here. However, I know it's time for them to move on and continue their journeys, and I look forward to seeing what those are. One exceptional member of this class is our first speaker tonight, and our valedictorian. All you need to know about her can be summed up in this short conversation I had with her mom, who was on the school council for a couple of years. We were discussing TikTok and the pros and cons of it. Our valedictorian's mom explained how wonderful TikTok was and what great opportunities it gave her daughter to participate in book clubs or watch videos about books. And to be honest, I still don't fully understand TikTok, so I'm not sure that I'm explaining that right. But in short, her daughter was using TikTok to better herself and her mind, to have positive social interactions. And I said to this mom, that is really fabulous, but I can assure you that is not what everyone is doing on TikTok. So next, I am proud to present you all with this year's valedictorian, someone who's a rare gem and who has a genuine love for learning, a kind heart, creative mind, and a strong school spirit, Elizabeth Rotuno.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for making it out to the class of 2026's graduation ceremony. So I have to admit, this speech was really, really hard to write. The first 3 or 4 iterations were long, dense, solemn, and incredibly clunky. I tried to shove every characteristic typical of a serious speech into 5 minutes of nonstop talking, quotations from important people, personal anecdotes, a lot of alliteration, way too much alliteration. I even had the definition of the word valedictorian in there for a bit. In short, it was boring and completely irrelevant. Those early drafts were a Franken speech of everything I thought graduation was supposed to be about: responsibility, the future, hard work, etc. I found, however, that in trying to tick all of these imaginary boxes, I had managed to say nothing at all about the class of 2026, about who we really are and what this moment means to us. Looking out into the faces of my classmates today, I see a group of lively, accomplished, and confident individuals who definitely don't need me to lecture or teach them anything. So the question became, how do you boil down, over a decade of work, thousands of hours of study and learning, and countless moments spent building lifelong friendships, into a 5-minute speech? Well, I thought it might be a good idea to go back to the very beginning, 12 years ago. I still remember that first day of kindergarten. We sat crisscross applesauce, each on a different letter of the colorful alphabet rug, singing the song that helps you remember the days of the months that I still sing to myself sometime. At the end of the day, we waited to be picked up at the entrance of Hadley Elementary School. We leaned on a stone fence that came up to our chests. This first day in our academic journeys was in 2013, which was the first year since 1987 to contain 4 unique, non-repeating numbers in its name. I'm pretty sure that was the universe letting us know that there was something special about the class of 2026. To identify exactly what that special something is, I talked to the people who have guided us along the winding and sometimes rocky path of our academic careers, molding us into the students and classmates that we are today. I asked some of our teachers to describe the class of 2026 in one word or phrase. Some answers I got included spontaneous, survivors, and impish, which is a fun one. Mr. Burns, who will actually be speaking later tonight, chose the word precocious, meaning unusually advanced and capable for one's age. I've seen this modeled time and time again at Hopkins. In 8th grade, we took 2nd place in the Spirit Week lip sync contest, and in 10th grade, our murder mystery-themed class board came only a few points behind that of the seniors. I'm fully confident that we would have earned 1st place in both cases if the seniors hadn't rigged the competition in those years. Nevertheless, it is clear that our class has strived for excellence since the beginning of our time here. When I asked Mr. Sudnick, he described us as positive and with a good outlook on life. To me, this seems only natural. We entered 7th grade digitally, and the lack of a traditional middle school experience forced us to come up with interesting ways to keep class spirit up. Today, our class motto is "Slow down, you're doing fine," which I think pretty accurately represents the confidence and optimism we hold as a result of that unique background. Mrs. Roberts gave me a phrase rather than a word: sad creatures. If you're unfamiliar with her and her classes, that probably doesn't sound like something to be proud of, but trust me, it's a term of endearment. It captures the energy of a class that storms into her rooms during free periods, makes endless inside jokes, and that sometimes, has a hard time memorizing every random date in world history. This is who we are: precocious, positive, spontaneous, sad creatures. We are not the first 10 adjectives that appear in the AI overview when you Google words to use in my graduation speech. I tried that. It took us 12 years to get here, but the toddlers that our parents picked up from kindergarten on that first day are all grown up. Well, except for Emerson. But with a bit of luck, he'll get there soon. We're now looking out at the rest of our lives, and that can stir up a lot of emotions: fear, excitement, uncertainty. Whatever you're going to do going forward, I urge you to continue being precocious, positive, spontaneous, and every other word that describes our class in this moment. We owe it to the teachers who have spent years supporting and guiding us in school, and to the parents who've stood by us every step of the way. Most of all, however, I urge you to take pride in where you are today. I'm so proud to call myself a part of this group of confident, capable individuals. I hope you are all equally proud, both of the person you are and of the people you stand amongst today. Don't ever forget who you are or what you've achieved, and the rest will follow. Congratulations, class of 2026, and thank you for everything.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Tonight, we would like to recognize several of our seniors by presenting them with a variety of awards and scholarships. Hopkins has a long tradition of acknowledging seniors' accomplishments on this evening. For our next set of awards, descriptions of all awards can be found in the program. As I call upon a recipient, the student will please come to the podium to receive their award. As some students will receive more than one award, please hold applause until after all awards for that student are read. Our first recipient is Elena Bailey, who has earned the Barbara Koneski Memorial Scholarship, the Scott Ring Hopkins Athletic Booster Club, the American Legion Scholarship, the Edward S. Kozier Award, the Golden Hawk Award, the Deborah J. Kozier Memorial Award, the Henry E. Ryan Arthur Ryan Award, and the Hadley Mothers Club prizes. Allison Regish has earned the American Legion Scholarship, the Frank E. Kolaski Memorial Scholarship, the Nancy E. Urgel Scholarship, and the Hadley Mothers Club prizes. Capriel DeBartolomeo has earned the Peg Dion Memorial Scholarship, the Florence M. Reed English Prize, the Christopher M. Delisle Scholarship, the John J. Pipchinsky Scholarship, the Jeff Mish Cross Country Runner Scholarship, the John Philip Sousa Band Award, the Coaches Award, and the Faculty Award. Carter Steisbeck has earned the Bridget A. Ryan Prize. Welcome. Chase Earl has earned the Scott Ring Hopkins Athletic Booster Club, the Paul W. Brown Senior Baseball Award, the James P. Reed Athletic Medal, and the Mary E. Kennedy Award. You don't have to take the head. It's okay. You got too much. All right. There you go. Chloe Kosciuszko has earned the Joseph Michael Konecki Jr. Award, the Teddy S. Soldega Memorial Scholarship, the Sam Koch Memorial Award, the Nellie A. and John W. Sykowski Award, the Edward Dukovich Training Scholarship. Clancy Arriaga Escalante has earned the Constance Ann Nijelski Memorial Scholarship. Deanna Aloisi has earned the Michelle Searle Scholarship. Elizabeth Rutuno has earned the Hope Grange Youth Mathematics Prize, the Mary McGrath O'Brien Debating Prize, the Fannie G. Allen Award, the James Robert Ryan Prizes, and the Emerson Prize. Harry West has earned the Chet By Senior Athletic Baseball Award and the Joseph and Mary Konecki Prize. Welcome. Jack Johnson has earned the Jeff Mish Cross Country Runners Scholarship, the Marion Purdy Memorial Scholarship, Dwight History Prize, and the Sandra Walsh Kelly Memorial Scholarship. James Anderson has earned the Paul A. Klamoski Soccer Award, the Sam Koch Memorial Award, and the Bud Neeland Award. Lily Elia has earned the Dr. Harry Portman Memorial Scholarship, the Hadley Education Association Award, the Alan M. Daniels Memorial Award, and the Burton P. Shores Memorial Prize. Madeleine Gallo has earned the George C. Hibbard Alumni Scholarship. Marcia Pereira Silva has earned the Florence Bank Scholarship, the Rotary Scholarship, the Bridget A. Ryan Prize, Minnie R. Dwight, and the Norman C. Barstow Senior Award. Welcome. Mason St. Hilaire has earned the Chet Bai Junior Athletic Soccer Award, the Michael R. Graybick Jr. Memorial Scholarship, the Joseph and Mary E. Zaturka Memorial, the James Robert Ryan Prizes, the Adolph and Mary Pipchinsky Scholarship, and the Edward Dukevicius Training Scholarship. Matthew Vassallo has earned the Richard A. Graves Memorial Scholarship, the Leon G. Jazinski Memorial Scholarship, and the Beth Jean Cook Memorial Scholarship. Yeah, congrats. You're welcome. Natalia Elson has earned the Independent Order of the Oddfellows Award and the Hadley Mothers Club prizes. Rochelle Boutte has earned the Stanley and Stasha Kazera Memorial Scholarship, the Noreen Jacobus Tilley Award, the Louis Armstrong Jazz Award, the Woody Herman Jazz Ensemble Award, the Quincy Jones Scholarship Award, and the Hadley People Interested in the Arts Award. Thanks. I got it. Got a little mistake where it's changing the pile. You're welcome. Got it? Ryan Wade has earned the Matthew Cushy Award, the Barbara G. and John S. Byron Scholarship, and the Sam Pollard Memorial Scholarship. There you go. Congrats, Ryan. You're welcome. Sarah Curtis has earned the Tom Hannigan Scholarship. Welcome. Saram Chaudhry has earned the Peg Dion Memorial Scholarship, the Constance Higgins Alumni Prize, the Sheriff Patrick J. Cahalane Scholarship Award, and the Eleanor Van Dorn Smith Scholarship. Tenzin Namdrel has earned the Peter Allen Jekanowski Memorial Scholarship, the Adolf and Clara Pipchinsky Scholarship, the National School Choral Award, and the John Mish Senior Memorial Scholarship. Okay, thanks. All right, one more round of applause for all of our recipients. Our next speaker distinguishes himself with his passion for learning, commitment to excellence, and to regularly saving the staff with his knowledge of technology. Recently, he participated in a generative AI panel where he was the only high school student, sitting next to professors, teachers, and the former Massachusetts Commissioner of Education. None of that intimidated him, though. He was eloquent, informed, and mature beyond his years. Though for those of you who know him, this probably comes as no surprise and certainly is part of why he is our salutatorian tonight. Please welcome to the stage our salutatorian, Saram Chaudhry.
I've been in the Hadley Public School system for around 2,340 days, and this is the most difficult thing they've asked me to do. They asked me to represent my class in a couple minutes, and I think if you gave me the whole ceremony, I still wouldn't get to everything. So I spent a long time thinking about how I was going to solve that problem. But eventually, I realized I can't, and it would be frankly disingenuous to pretend like I can. So we'll just call it here. No, I'm just kidding. I realized I can't do it alone. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give it my best shot, and I'm gonna need your help. Now I remember back in elementary school, I had this annual holiday coming up called Eid. Now keep in mind that at the time, I was the only Muslim student in my class. Someone gave me a card, and I don't remember who it was because it really could have been anyone in the class. Any one of them would do something like that for me. It was a simple, happy Eid type of card. But I remember that moment because I have a strong feeling they didn't know what Eid actually was, mostly because I also didn't really understand it when I was that young. I think that card was so significant to me because it's the reason the class of 2026 is so special to me. They were, and still are, instantly familiar. I will admit some of the people in the class are very different from me, but that never stopped us from having a conversation. And I never felt like I wasn't friends with someone. And I think most of all, it's their kindness in different forms that made that possible. But that's just why the class is special to me. What I want to ask all of you to do now is the same. There's a reason that all of you showed up today, for your peers, your children, your cousins, and your friends. You too see something special in them. And I want you to take some time, it doesn't have to be today, I know I took longer than a day, and figure out what that special thing is like I did, and then tell them. That's the only proper way I think we could acknowledge the class of 2026 for what it is. Thank you for being here today. Thank you to the class of 2026 for letting me take every single step along the way with them, and for being who they are all these years. This applause is for you, not just for me. Alrighty, and with that, I would like to introduce the Board of Trustees. Each year, the Board of Trustees provides a great sum of scholarship funds to the graduating senior class. As the next phases of our education are not going to be cheap, we are very grateful to the board for their generosity, and we are lucky to have their support. Therefore, now I'd like to welcome to the stage the Vice President of the Board of Trustees, John Earl, to announce the winners of the Hopkins Academy Board of Trustees Scholarship Awards.
Thank you for that. So good evening. Good evening, graduates, families, faculty, and friends. I'm John Earl, a member of the Board of Trustees, and it's an honor to join you as we celebrate the class of 2026. Congratulations, your hard work, resilience, and determination have brought you to this moment, and you should be incredibly proud. The Board of Trustees is dedicated to ensuring that Hopkins Academy continues to thrive, not just today, but well into the future. We partner closely with the school leadership to support key priorities and provide financial stewardship, helping to fund scholarships, programs, and opportunities that enrich the experience for every student. Tonight, we are especially proud to recognize 17 students who distinguished themselves through exceptional academic achievement. 11 students have earned GPAs above 3.9. Of those, 9 have achieved a 4.0 or higher. To our honorees, congratulations. You inspire us all. And to the entire class of 2026, carry forward what you've learned here and continue to grow, contribute, and lead. It's now my privilege to present this year's award winners. At the $500 level, we had 2 recipients, Stephanie West and Madeleine Gallo. Come on up. At the $1,000 level, we had 6 recipients. Marcia Pereira Silva, Ryan Wade, Mason St. Hilaire, Natalia Elson, Matthew Vassallo, and Leanna McElnany. At the $2,000 tier, Allison Regish, Capriel DePartimolio, Tenzin Namdro, and Chloe Kosciuszko. we had 3 recipients at the $2,800 level. Lily Elia, Jack Johnson, and Elena Bailey. And for our top 2 recipients, the salutatorian, Muhammad Sarim Chowdhury. And certainly, last but not least, our valedictorian, Elizabeth Rotuno. Congratulations, class of 2026.
Never in my 12 years of learning have I ever had a teacher so kind and supportive as Mr. Burns. He has bolstered our learning and fostered our passion. The class of 2026 is lucky to have had him as a teacher, as a mentor, and as a friend. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Burns, our class speaker, to the stage.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you to the class of 2026 for inviting me to stand before you this evening. I'm fairly sure this is the 4th time I have been asked to speak at graduation, and it is always a joy and an honor to do so. I've been thinking quite a bit about what I could say to you this evening. I could shower you with accolades about how great you are. I could comment on your academic success or individuality. But you already know how great you are, and your egos certainly do not need another boost. So instead, I'm going to impart some Burns wisdom. Over the years, especially the last few years, I've heard many of you express concern about the future. You are clearly concerned about your ability to one day own a home, that the planet is being destroyed beyond repair, that the cost of living is beyond imagination. You feel the pressure to go to college, but also worry about the staggering cost of getting a degree and the lifetime it will take you to pay it off. It is natural to fear the future. It might even be healthy. But don't allow fear to be the driving force behind your life decisions, because you do not know what the future holds. And even with careful planning, not everything will always work the way you hope it will. 250 years ago, a group of men decided to start a new country based on the principles of freedom and equality. They had no idea, none at all, if it would work. And all these years later, we're still wondering if it will. For over 300 years, the black population in the United States wondered if they would ever be included in that freedom. This wondering has been shared by Native Americans, Asian Americans, Latinx Americans, Irish Americans, Italian Americans, Polish Americans, Catholic Americans, Jewish Americans, and Muslim Americans. and nearly every group that has arrived on these shores with the hope of a better life. The hope of a life that has not, the hope of a better life has not diminished. And neither has the wondering. And if you learn nothing else in history class, I hope that you learned the history of our country is the history of the promise of inclusion, mixed with the bitter reality that not all people are included, nor were they meant to be. I bring this up not to dampen this joyous occasion. Quite the opposite, actually. Your fear and anxiety about your future is certainly not the same as the fear experienced by slaves or various immigrant groups who have dared to dream of freedom. But it is just as real. You are stepping into a world of unknowns. A world with an uncertain future, a world with inequities. And truthfully, the world you are stepping into is a much safer, more equitable, and far more generous world than it was 250 years ago or even 30 years ago. And that should give you hope. It should give you hope because, as history shows us, humanity inevitably overcomes the challenges it creates for itself. Yes, in most cases, it takes far longer than we think it should. But eventually we get there. Or at the very least, we get closer to the promises of freedom and equality for all people. Fear is generally the result of binary thinking, which is a problem because it leads to us to believe that there is only one way forward. It convinces us that the future is either entirely bright or utterly doomed. That we are either a staggering success or a complete failure. That we must either drown in college debt or abandon our dreams entirely. But history is rarely binary, and neither is life. It's messy, it's nuanced, and exists almost entirely in gray areas. When you examine the challenges facing your generation, try not to view them as dead ends. They are simply the next set of problems waiting for human ingenuity to solve. You do not have to choose between blindly accepting the world as it is or throwing your hands up in despair. There's the third option. You can be the ones who reshape it. You are a generation that has already demanded accountability. You have questioned the status quo, demanded accountability, and looked out for one another in ways previous generations struggled to do. The future is not a destination you are drifting toward. It is a reality you are actively building. As you step out these doors tonight, my advice to you is simple. Embrace the wondering, because unknowing is not your enemy. It is the canvas upon which you write your life. Reject the easy answers. Look past the binaries and search for the nuanced. Create solutions to the problems you care about. Most importantly, give yourself grace. You do not need to have the next 50 years mapped out by tomorrow. You don't even have to have next week mapped out by tomorrow. Class of 2026, thank you for your intellect, for your skepticism, your passion, and most importantly, your heart. Do not let fear dictate your choices. Step forward in hope, step forward with courage, and always remember that life is short, and we do not have much time to gladden the hearts of those who travel with us. So be quick to love, and make haste to be kind, and always focus on the hope of the future rather than the missteps of the past. Thank you.
I would like to welcome those who will present the diplomas for our graduates. Superintendent Dr. Ann McKenzie, the chair of the school committee, Humaira Fasehuddin, and Board of Trustees Representative John Earl. Students, please rise and proceed to the end of the risers. As your name is called, please come forward to collect your diploma and return to your seat. Deanna Michelle Aloisi. James Ryan Anderson. Clancy Aurora Arriaga Escalante. Elena Grace Bailey. Rochelle Margaret Boutte. Muhammad Saram Chaudhry. Sarah Marie Curtis. Matthew Hebrew De Silva. Capriel Angeline Marie De Bartolomeo. Chase Ringler Earl. Lily Gwendolyn Elia. Natalia Lottie Elson. Madeleine Lee Gallo. Ariana Mirabella Hale. Jack Layton Johnson. Turned away. Chloe Amelia Kosciuszko. John N. Marsh. Liana Tekla McInerney. Tenzin Numdral. Nicole Lynn Peliquin. Marcia Loriani Pereira Silva. Mason Varick Pfeiffer. Allison Marie Regish. Elizabeth Viola Rotuno. Jeremiah Adam Scanlon Dean. Mason Joseph St. Hilaire. Carter Brooks Steisbeck. Emerson Campbell Quinn Thorpe. Matthew James Fasalo. Ryan Michael Wade. Harry Lashway West. Megan Piper West. Stephanie Diane West. Graduates, please rise. And audience, please join me in congratulating the class of 2026 on their accomplishments. Led by their class president, Capriel DeBartolomeo. Right to left. Yeah. Graduates, you may be seated.
Most people know this year's distinguished alumni as Jeffrey Mish, or our facilities director. However, I'm lucky enough to know him as coach. For the past 6 years, Coach Mish has been my cross-country coach here at Hopkins Academy. On my runs, I often hear stories from his time as a student here many years ago, including that he had to walk across the street every day to a spot where they all used to eat lunch. Aside from his storytelling, we have shared many memories, with some of my favorites being his performance of Close to You by the Carpenters and his dances, which always cheered me up on the hardest runs. I'll miss his giddy up at the end of every pep talk and the fact that he always had more confidence in me than I could ever have in myself. His influence has helped motivate me to run both track and cross country next year at Framingham State University. Thank you for everything, Coach. Now, without further ado, the man, the Mish, the legend, Jeffrey Mish.
That threw me off. As many of you know, I've been coaching sports at Hopkins for over 20 years. I've gone through quite a few athletic directors during that time, and I think a lot of that has to do with the length of the speeches that I give. I never write them down. I compose them in my head on my long runs. Some of you might have seen me doing that. Today, I just did a short run, and I was told I'm limited to 3 minutes, although I noticed the valedictorian got 5. First, I wanted to put on my hat to feel more comfortable, so here I am. Now, we had our 50th class reunion, and I'm going to go over 3 minutes. We had our 50th class reunion last year, class of 75, greatest class of all time. Go yeah, I saw my classmate Edward Kelly's fire truck outside. Are you in the audience, Eddie, somewhere? Oh, no, somebody stole his fire truck. But this is all part of my run. I put this hat on and I came in here and I thought I had the oldest hat, Hopkins hat, but then I remember I saw Dr. Zagrodnik with a Hopkins hat on his tractor. Is that 50 years old? It is, so he's got me beat. And I've seen Mr. Earl with a Hopkins hat, but my hat is probably old enough to be your father. Class of 75 is the GOAT, the greatest class of all time. I just got into an argument with Mr. Iser over there, class of 77. And I said, sorry, pal, 75, until tonight. Tonight, there's a new class. Class of 2026 is now the greatest class of all time. And you're going to prove it a little later as I go along here. So give yourself a hoo-yah. You know, and as I ran and I thought, and there's a feeling if you're a Hopkins graduate, and it's real, it's something, and it's not monetary, it's not material, it's hard to put in words, but it's almost like, oh, you get a puppy, you love the puppy, it's just the feeling. It's your grandparents, how you feel around your grandparents, your favorite uncle, your mom and dad. It's just a feeling. It doesn't go away. It gets better. It gets better and better. You folks are bound together for eternity the way I am with one-time greatest class of all time, class of 75. And if I give you one piece of advice, I'm only giving one. I'm not an advice giver. You're on your own. It would be go to your class reunions. Every 5 years, have a reunion. Just go there. Make it there. If you don't connect between them, go to your class reunions. And I have a little anecdote over here. Mrs. Chapman, Diane Chapman, she was a teacher of ours, class of 75. And she I'm pretty sure she's younger than us, so she must have skipped a couple of grades to come to Hopkins Academy to teach. So one year, we forgot greatest class of all time. Who are our class advisors? We invited Mrs. Chapman. She showed up. Why am I here? And we said, well, weren't you one of our class advisors? She said, no, but I knew I wasn't, but I knew I'd get a free meal out of you guys, so I showed up. And she did. I'm almost done. So, in 2008, you basketball fans remember the Boston Celtics won the championship. And they had, Kevin Durant was on the team, and he was a passionate player, one of the most passionate. I just loved him. He would bang his head against the walls and throw up rosin and before and after a game. And the game was over. They won the championship. He came to the microphone, and he said it, and they asked him, Kevin, what do you think? And he did it sort of with a cadence like this. Anything is possible! And I loved it. Now, I'm asking the new greatest class of all time, if you folks could rise, turn towards the audience, and tell them this message. And we'll do it together. On three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Greatest of all time! That wasn't it. It was supposed to be anything is possible. So the audience has to participate in this, and I want you guys to be much louder than I was, and I want you to tell these graduates on 3, we're going to go, anything is possible. Ready? And it's got to be loud. It's got to be loud. I'm counting on a few people for sure that I prepped on this. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Anything is... Oh, thank you.
It would now be my absolute pleasure to introduce our Class of 2026 President, Capriel DeBartolomeo. Capriel has been our president since 8th grade, and throughout her 5 years of leadership, she has truly become the beating heart of the Class of 2026. She radiates optimism, energy, and compassion in all she does. She is the physical embodiment of school spirit, and she has the superlative to prove it. And she never wavers in her commitment to the class. It is because of her thoughtful leadership that we have enjoyed years of successful, fun activities, class events, and fundraisers. Thank you, Capriel, for your hard work molding our class and community into what it is today. Let's give her a big round of applause.
Good evening, everyone. Wow, May 29th, 2026, the date that never seemed tangible until today. Sure, the year 26 has been at the end of our school emails since elementary school, but it always seemed like a year that would never come. But here we are tonight. We made it. If you attended class night last night, you may have remembered my speech about our class and all the characters that make up this special group of individuals. But tonight, I'm not here to nostalgically look back on all of our memories. Rather, I want to take some time to share a few words about living life to the fullest in the present. If you've met me before, you probably know that I like to keep myself busy, whether that's with extracurriculars, sports, volunteering, or other various activities. This year, I often found myself scrambling to balance everything while also trying to prioritize my academics. Most of the time, I would take short breaks here and there where I'd play a song to give my brain a mental pause. Often, I would play the song Vienna by Billy Joel. Aside from being a relaxing song, it contains a lyric that I resonate with. In fact, our class voted this exact lyric to be our class motto, and it's displayed at the bottom of all of your programs. The words are, "Slow down, you're doing fine." These words acted as a reminder to myself to pause life and be grateful for all the opportunities I have to live such a busy life. It reminded me that one bad test grade doesn't define me and won't determine the future that's in store for me. But most of all, it reminded me to live in the present. I believe that slowing down and living in the moment is a difficult idea for most people to conceptualize. In fact, we are constantly told to speed up, take harder classes, and join more clubs just to build a resume that you hope will make you stand out. We are told that we need to decide our futures before we have even figured out who we are and before our brains have officially developed, which is an immense amount of pressure to put on a teenager. Whether they realize it or not, every graduate in this room has made sacrifices that has assisted them in becoming the person they are today and the person they will become tomorrow, which is something worth celebrating. Aside from slowing down, another aspect that I've learned throughout my time at Hopkins Academy is to treasure the small moments in life. We surround ourselves with immense anxiety about certain moments in life that come next, such as tests and deadlines, that we often forget to enjoy the minor moments. None of us are going to reflect on our years at Hopkins Academy remembering every detail about that one chemistry quiz. Rather, we will remember the bus rides home from games, the conversations we had in the halls before going to class, the teachers who have impacted all of our lives, and the friends who have stayed by our side for 16 years now and who will stay with us for years to come. And these are the moments we will regret not treasuring. We are constantly discussing future plans of what tomorrow could bring, but nothing could ever predict what the future may entail. Some of us have plans for what's next, including college, employment, and some of us are still figuring everything out, and that's okay. We have spent our lives trying to prove our worth for what comes next. But tonight, I heavily suggest that everyone sit back and remind themselves to slow down. Tonight isn't about putting any pressure on yourself and worrying about what comes next. Rather, I invite you to think about this moment and the memories that we are making tonight. Sure, the future for us is officially graduating, but the present is soaking in our last memories with our friends that we've had since preschool. I hope that after tonight, you all remind yourselves that it's okay to slow down once in a while and allow yourselves to live in the present, because one day, the moments that we consider ordinary right now will soon become the moments that we miss the most. I know that whatever is in store for the class of 2026 will be filled with great things. But before we rush off and start the next chapter of our lives, take a second to appreciate this moment, because it's a once-in-a-lifetime moment. So, graduates, parents, teachers, and everyone here tonight, remember to slow down, because we're all doing fine. Thank you.
Thank you, Capriel. And now please rise as the Hopkins Academy Band, led by Mr. Fazio, will play the Alma Mater. You should stand up. Thank you very much. You can be seated. Thank you all again for being a part of our celebratory ceremony this evening. We are all so proud of the class of 2026 and wish them the best. As our graduates depart, please remember that we are holding a receiving line in the cafeteria. Please also give our students and staff a few minutes to prepare themselves before joining them. Staff will exit after our graduates this evening. Finally, please rise for the departure of the class of 2026, led by their junior class president, Nicholas Potter, to their song of choice, Upside Down by Jack Johnson.